G'day and welcome to Aussie Vision. Today we are joined by the first British Eurovision artist to perform on home soil in 25 years. It's Mae Muller. Welcome to Aussie Vision, Mae.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's an honour.
It's a pleasure. So first up, obviously Eurovision isn't just a one-night event. It's months and months of preparations. How are you feeling at the moment with just a few weeks to go?
Honestly, I feel like a few months ago, I imagined myself at this point now, and I thought I'd be really nervous and really scared, but I feel really ready for it. And I'm happy that we still have a few more weeks just to really pull it together. But I'm feeling really excited, and I feel like, everyone's been working so hard. So it just feels like, I'm like, oh my God, it's actually happening now. It's actually coming up, which is a nice feeling, I think.
And obviously you've been really busy with the pre-parties, and it seems like they've been a great way for obviously you to do your performances, to meet fans, but I guess also to connect with other artists, because they're probably the only ones who are going through what you're going through right now.
Yeah, honestly, that was one of the things I was most looking forward to, is getting to meet the other artists that were going to be going through the same thing. And I think, I didn't know what to expect, because obviously I've not done this before. And I think it was actually really nice to just feel and see how supportive everyone was. And in my head, obviously everyone wants to do well. I want to do well. I want to do people proud. But I kind of forgot that it was a competition, because everyone was so supportive. And, you kind of become friends and I'm such fans of so many of them. I was like, oh my God, girl, I love your song. And they're like, girl, I love your song. Can't wait to watch you later. Da, da, da. So I'm like, oh, it's really nice. I feel like it makes the whole, experience just a lot, even more even nicer.
Yeah, and I saw the kind of fangirling with Lorraine, and that's totally understandable. Did you get to meet Australia's own Voyager during your time?
Oh my gosh, yes. I met them in, when was it? I think it was Madrid. And we were just getting in a sort of shuttle on the way to the venue. And straight away, they heard my British accent and they were like, oh, you're all right, aren't you? And I was like, I love you guys. They're so great, and their song is great, and they're so friendly and lovely. I'm a big fan.
Oh, I'm glad that you guys have met. British-Australian relations there. So you mentioned that you wrote your song before you were chosen for Eurovision, and that you made some tweaks to the song. What was that process like of Eurovisioning it up, so to speak?
Yeah, do you know what? I think I am actually really happy that I did write it before, the bulk of it, because I feel like if I went into the studio, with the thought of you have to write a Eurovision song now, I don't I don't know if that would have gone down very well, because I would have been like, what do I do? Where do I start? So the fact that it kind of happened really organically, I was really happy with. But then, yeah, when I found out, and I sort of put my Eurovision hat on, and I thought, what can I do to just make it extra special? And I think that sort of spoken word section in my mind was such a great way to just really, really fully just connect with the audience, have quite an intimate moment, because obviously, 200 million people watch it every year. So it's when can I really just speak directly to everyone, and yeah, just have a bit of directness. And I thought that was quite a good way of doing it, and it's fun, and it's something that everyone can sort of shout. It's not really, it's sort of spoken. So I thought that would be quite a nice way to do it. And we rewrote it 5 or 6 times. So I'm happy where we ended up.
It's definitely working. We do a bunch of preview parties here in Australia, not as big as the ones over there. And everyone stopped at the moment on the song and basically did it word for word. So a lot of that tonight. So it's very much love. So it's great. It's great stuff.
I'm so pleased. Thank you.
Also, I know that you've talked about storytelling being a big part of the music that you've loved and that how you write yourself. Eurovision has this kind of stereotype of being camp and crazy and over the top. And, we love a lot of that. But do you think there is room for storytelling to stand out?
Definitely. I think obviously part of what makes Eurovision is the kind of fun and the campness and kind of the joy in that. But then I think, you've got people like Loreen and Duncan Lawrence and people like that who, that it purely is kind of like storytelling and vocal. And so I think it just shows that with Eurovision, like that's what like part of the reason why I love it so much is it's so every year is so different and there's such a range. Like this year, there's such a range of songs and talent, and I think so much can work. So I think there's room for everything, I think.
That is the beauty of the competition. Yep, totally agree. So look, I know you can't tell us what you're doing for your staging and your performance, like, I won't even pretend to ask. But look, can you tell us what you hope the audience will feel after seeing your performance?
I just want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel like they've just had a 3-minute party. I want them to feel like, and I want them to feel like they're with me. I don't want it to feel like a sort of far away thing where they're like, oh, I feel like I don't really know that girl, but she's like having a sing and dance on stage. Do you know what I mean? I want them to be like, oh my gosh, I'm with her. Like, I know what she's talking about. I feel it. I can relate to it. As long as that I can do that, I feel like, I'll be happy.
No, fair enough. It's I think you'll be able to smash that. Actually, we're really looking forward to your performance.
Thank you.
So obviously you've probably been for the whole build up, prepared for this circus. I think probably people have been saying, hey, there's going to be a lot of things spoken about. It is a bit of a circus. How have you found the kind of over analysis and from outlets like us and for the scrutiny from the fans? There's a lot of focus on, one song for a long period of time. How have you found that whole experience?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's I've never done anything like it before, but you think you're like prepared for it, and then you do it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a whole different beast. But I've really enjoyed every second of it. I think there's not many opportunities where you get to really hone in on one song like this. Usually when you're touring, it's like a whole bunch of songs, or you're promoting a single, but it's like it's just never as intense as this. And I think it's actually really nice to just get to focus solely on kind of like one thing and kind of be so prepared for one thing, and you're just rehearsing. And I've kind of really found the joy in it. And I think people kind of go, oh, do you not get a bit bored of it? And I'm like, trust me, like it's impossible to get bored because there's just so much to do, and you're speaking to I'm really lucky because I love to chat. So I'm kind of loving the whole, I guess promo side you would call it. But I love connecting with people and chatting to people like you. I find it a lot of fun. So I'm more than happy.
Oh, good to hear. And I have to say, I absolutely loved your TikTok takedown of the kind of random fan having a go after Barcelona. That was one of the best bits of content I've ever seen from a Eurovision artist before. So well done. My favorite bit of content ever. I loved it. It was perfect.
Oh my God. Thank you. That's an honor. Thank you very much. I mean, yeah, I'm enjoying the whole TikTok side too. You got to have, if you can't, take the mick out of yourself, then what's the point?
Exactly. I think that's why people obviously are totally falling for you as an artist. And talking about people falling for things, it seems like the UK have totally fallen back in love with Eurovision again, which is amazing to see from over here on the other side of the world, because it hasn't been great for a while, obviously, the kind of public reaction to it. Do you feel like you can ride that wave of positivity, or does it kind of feel like there's a little bit of added pressure as well with that?
I think that obviously there's a pressure element to it, but I think it's good. I think pressure is normal, and it kind of drives me to work even harder, because obviously I think the fact that Sam did so well last year, really, really helped and like changed a lot of people's perceptions of Eurovision in a really good way in the UK anyway. And I think that can only ever be a great thing. So I came into this just really wanting to, you know, be myself, but also like carry that on and carry on the good vibes. So I think it's actually, I'm really pleased that there's like this feels like a whole new energy around it, and it's really exciting, I think.
Oh, it seems to be. You can definitely tell from over here. Bit of a random question. Obviously, a lot of artists are flying into like Liverpool and Manchester. You're in the UK. How are you going to get to Eurovision? Are you getting a train? Are you driving yourself? Is someone driving you there? Getting a megabus?
It's so funny. I did see someone go, "Oh, how are we going to greet May when she gets into the airport?" And everyone was like, "Babes, she's not going to fly." Which I kind of wish I was. I kind of wish I was like, you know, I feel like I'm kind of missing out on something. That's a good question. I haven't asked yet. Maybe I reckon we're going to probably have a sort of mini, like bus situation. Or maybe we'll just get the train. I don't know. I love the train. I enjoy getting a nice train ride, and I'm sure I'll be going up with all the dancers and the team. So it might be easier just to hop on a train. But we've not thought that far. We probably should. It's coming up soon. So
Yeah. You probably should sort it out at some point, I guess. It'll be fine. You'll work it out. Just last couple of questions here. So obviously we're joining you from Australia. You know, you went number 16 here in the charts here with Better Days. And I understand you haven't had a chance to get out to Australia yet, I believe. Question is, would you like to obviously come out at some point? And if so, is there anywhere in particular?
Oh my gosh. It's a dream. It's literally a dream. Like I've been wanting to come and you know, see you guys for so long. I'd love to tour. I'd love to like, I don't, it's such a different part of the world, but I think I've always felt so much support from Australia, and I think it would just be so much fun. And I really wanted to come when, you know, Better Days was doing its thing, but it just didn't happen, and I was really disappointed. But I will definitely be there sooner rather than later, for sure. You can show me around, you can show me the sights.
Perfect. Sounds good. As long as you're not scared of, you know, sharks, snakes, spiders, you'll be fine. So
I love those things. Love all those
who doesn't? Who doesn't? Last question. Look, if you could only take 3 things with you to Liverpool, what 3 things would you take?
I take my Harry Styles mug, which I'll show you right now. Where is it? I've actually got 2, and then my
oh my god!
I
love it.
I'm not a crazy person, I promise, but I'll probably bring this.
Sure.
One. This is the original. My good luck charm, and a good book, because I think it's important to, you know, have a moment to chill. And what else? And my cat, if I could. He's here somewhere.
I saw the cat running around. Actually, I was worried mine was going to jump in front of the screen at some point as well. So I saw yours in the background at some point. So that'd be nice if you could take your cat, but I'm sure.
I don't think it's going to work, but
I don't think it's going to work.
In a perfect world, I'd bring him.
Oh, well, look, thank you so much, May. Thank you for your time, and all the best of luck, and enjoy the entire experience from all of us here at Aussie Vision. Best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.